Today is June the 8th, 2019. I'm Keith Warr, and welcome to another episode of Homeless in Titusville. And today I am in Merritt Island, and I'm being joined by, what is your name, ma'am?
Amanda Redwine.
And your name, sir?
Robert Welch.
And what's the little one's name?
Carissa Redwine. She is 1 year old.
She's one. And where do you guys live right now?
We're homeless in the woods.
And how long have you been homeless?
Off and on for 2 years.
And do you receive any kind of income?
Social Security.
Oh, you're on Social Security disability. And what conditions do you have?
I have seizures and I'm bipolar.
Do you take medication for this?
No,
No. But you're supposed to take medicine for it?
I'm supposed to.
And when's the last time you had any care or seen a doctor?
About a month now.
And what was that for?
Seizures.
Was it like an emergency room? Or
Yes.
Did
Rockledge Regional.
Did an ambulance come and get you, or did somebody bring you? Or
The ambulance came and got me.
wow, scary. And how long have you guys been together?
8 months right now. About 8 months.
8 months.
And you guys aren't legally married?
No.
No. Do you guys have any children together?
No.
You don't. And what about her father? Where's he at? Is he in the picture, or
No.
he's not? Does he pay any kind of child support, or
No.
no support whatsoever? So you're responsible for all of her care and all of her
I'm on
needs.
my own with her.
And tell me what that's like, feeding her and putting her in diapers.
It's rough.
Yeah. And how much are you getting a month from Social Security?
$7.22.
So that money goes pretty quick on the street. What's your diet like? What kind of food are you eating? Because you don't have anywhere to cook, right?
Right.
So are you
A lot
eating
of junk.
a lot of junk food?
A lot of junk
Yeah.
food.
Like gas station food,
Yeah.
stuff like that?
Gas station food and fast food.
And how about her? Does she eat the fast food and the junk food from the... Yeah, she does. And she seems like a pretty happy, healthy baby.
She's happy and healthy.
And how about her? Like, when's the last time she's gone and had any medical care? Like, last time she's had like a well baby checkup or her shots or...
A couple of months.
Yeah. Couple months.
Yeah, about 2 months or so.
Okay. All right. And is this your only child?
I have another 5-year-old daughter, but I have partial custody. That's it. Shared custody.
Okay. And how about your family? Like your mom and dad? Do your mom and dad know that
They
you're...
disowned me.
They disowned you. And why was that?
But they're going. Sorry.
It's okay.
They just didn't want to have nothing to do with me no more.
And you said your
My mom
is legally blind?
is legally blind now.
So what's her living situation like? Does she work?
It's bad.
Or it's bad.
She's on Social Security too.
Oh, so she's not really able to help you at all. She's not in a position. And how about your dad? Have you had any contact with him, or do you know where he's at?
He actually passed away.
Oh,
He sexually assaulted me.
so you wouldn't have wanted his help anyway.
No. Or my stepfather.
Okay. How about brothers and sisters? Do you have any of those?
I have a sister, but she don't talk to me. Neither does my brothers.
Do they know you're homeless on the street?
Yeah, they can't do nothing about it.
And how about you? How long have you been homeless on the street with her?
With her the whole 8 months.
And how about before you met her?
Before then, I was homeless for about another year. Yeah.
And what's the circumstances of your homelessness?
I have very little family in this part of Florida. I got a father, and he's not able to help too much. He's struggling himself.
And how old are you?
30.
Oh, you're 30 years old.
Just turned 30.
Have you ever been married, or
Never.
do you have any other kids?
Yes, I do, up in Alabama.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of work have you done by trade? Like, have you gone to any trade schools or college?
No trade schools, no college. Just strictly, my dad taught me a lot about carpentry.
Okay.
Do a lot of carpentry work.
And is that the work that you like to do? Is
Yeah,
that what you
I
want to do?
enjoy it, yeah.
You do.
I'm good at it.
But you just don't have full-time work to
Just
find.
don't have the full-time work at this moment, and the living arrangements makes it hard to find the full-time work.
Right. And how about tools? Do you have to have your own tools? For the
Yeah, I
job?
do, and I just recently got robbed of all my tools, so don't have any right now.
What kind of stuff did you have?
Hammers, chisels, stuff like that. Mainly all hand tools.
So you weren't doing like artist sculpture type stuff.
No.
You were doing construction.
Just regular construction, commercial, residential. Yeah.
And does that pay pretty well?
Yeah,
or-
it does.
It does.
Yeah,
And how about a vehicle? Do you guys have a vehicle at all?
we did.
Did.
Yeah, last year, and it got towed.
And why was that? Did it like break down or get a flat tire?
Well,
or?
yeah. First off, it blew up. The engine blew, and we didn't have anybody to help us move it at the time, or the money to pay for a tow truck. So we kind of had to let it sit for a while, and somebody finally called it in and towed it. Couldn't afford to get it out of tow, so it's gone.
Yeah, right. By the time you paid the
Wouldn't even be
storage
worth
and
it.
Right.
Wouldn't be worth it. But
How old was the truck?
it was a minivan. It's a Kia Sedona. It was a 05.
Did you guys kind of live
Yeah.
out of it, or
We did for a little while, yeah.
so it had been
Yeah.
really tough to lose that?
Yeah, it was. It was our home. Yeah.
Tough stuff. If you don't mind, if I can talk to Rebecca
Yeah.
a little bit, and you kind of take the baby for us and let us chat a little more. Well, that's nice of him. So I chatted with him a little bit. How long you been on disability now?
Since I was 12 years old.
Oh, a long. Oh,
I'm mentally handicapped.
okay.
I'm a little slow.
Well, you seem pretty normal for the most part. I think you do, anyway.
Thank you.
You know, what kind of do you know how to read and write? And
I know how to do.
you do,
everything.
so enough to get by. You can do enough to get by.
Yeah.
And what like first got you out on the street? Like, did you lose an apartment, or how did you first?
Ex-mother-in-law kicked me out.
So you had a relationship with her father?
No. The first child's.
The first bit, the 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were staying with his family,
Yes.
and then you guys broke
We
up,
got
obviously.
into yeah.
And,
We got into a fight, and she told me to leave, so I did.
wow. And that was the last time you were in a stable place. Was that? Right. Wow. And then how did you meet Carissa's father? What was the situation with him? Did he
I
provide a
was
life
on
for
drugs
you?
at the time.
You were.
We both were.
And what kind of drugs were you struggling with?
Meth.
Okay. And what's going on with that today? Like, do you still use meth?
I dropped it. I have to be there for my baby.
When's the last time you smoked meth?
Honestly, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Which, I mean, I could kind of understand being stressed out living on the streets. I'm sure it isn't your proudest moment, but it's something that happened.
Yeah.
What do you guys like? How many outfits do you have? Do you have a lot of clothing?
We're barely getting by.
And how do you wash your?
I've been wearing these clothes for about 2 weeks now.
And where do you usually wash them when you do wash them?
We can't.
So you just kind of get new clothes from places like House of Hope and just toss the ones you're wearing away? Really tough stuff. Have you guys gone and asked any of the faith-based stuff like churches for help? Or
We tried churches. They said they can't do anything but food and clothes.
and what about like state agencies? Like, have you filled out stuff for Section 8 housing? Or
I've tried that too online. Then they said they're all booked. And it's really tough out here with her. Especially with her.
do they know that you have a young baby on the street?
Yes.
That you're homeless with a child?
Yes.
That just seems outrageous to me that they could keep bumping you down the list having a baby. You know, I would think that you would get help first.
They said they don't have any openings available.
Yeah, other people have told me that same thing. The waiting lists are long. There's a lot of people in need, you know, of these services. So when you do find some care for her to get her off the street, what do you? I don't want you to tell me exactly who, but what kind of circumstances? Is it a family friend or a relative that takes her in periodically?
Yeah, a family friend.
Yeah. And what's that relationship like for you? Is that okay? It's a little rough.
It's rocky, big time. I would like to have my child home with me.
Right, in a stable environment.
It's just tough. All of our blankets are soaking wet now because of the rain. It's tough.
What does she usually do all day? Like, how do you entertain a 1-year-old? Like, what do you do to keep her from fussing? And
she's a good little baby. She focuses on drinks and food.
But do you let her crawl around in the woods, or does she crawl? Do you take her to the mall or to the park?
We go for walks. Take her to a park, any kind of park. She loves parks.
And tell me a little bit about the struggles of like diapers. How do you have diapers for her?
We're struggling with that big time too.
Yeah.
We only have a couple, and they're probably soaked now too.
And does House of Hope and different places like that, do they offer diapers? Or not really?
Not really.
And what have those people said to you? Like, have they given you other options? If they kind of...
They don't tell me nothing. They said, sorry, we can't help you. And they shut the door.
It's hard to believe. I think a lot of people think that there's all kinds of help out there.
A lot of people say that, but there really ain't.
Right. The reality is it doesn't. Or do you have ID? Do you
I have an ID, yes.
Because a lot of
it's probably soaked right now, but
a lot of people on the street, they don't have a driver's license or whatever. It's gotten stolen or lost, you know, and then they can't prove who they are.
I'm actually trying to get everything back that I got stolen out of my wallet and my purse.
What did you have stolen?
I had my purse stolen with all my seizure medicine and everything in it, and I had my wallet stolen. Luckily, I told Robert to put my ID and my social in his wallet, and he did. That's the only thing. I don't have my Medicaid cards or anything.
Do you feel safe on the street?
No.
No. How about sexual assaults? Have you been sexually assaulted on the street?
Not on the street, no.
No. But in life, as when you were younger, by your father, your stepfather.
My biological father and my stepfather.
That's awful. It's just really awful. What do you think is gonna get you out of this position? Like,
If somebody would give us a chance.
Somebody's willing to kind of help you guys out.
Yes. We would be on the ball. We would get what we needed and help out too.
Yeah, because you guys need to fill out right, stuff with the right organizations, and I don't really know exactly who that is, and I know you certainly don't want to go involved in DCF in your life because they are not, out there to help you.
They'll take her right away.
Absolutely. Right, and just because you're homeless doesn't mean you're a bad parent.
DCF been in my life all my life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, even when you were a child. Wow.
They know me real good.
That's unfortunate, it really is.
And they all put me down too.
How about police on the street? Have you gotten trespassed or harassed by the police?
No.
No, you haven't.
I don't bother with the police. I'd rather not.
Well, right, but a lot of homeless, they have to stay at a park or something, and then they get trespassed.
Oh, I've never done that.
No, okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad. How about arrests? Have you ever been in trouble?
I've been arrested for battery in 2014. That's the first and last.
Oh, that was, you told me you were defending, you got charged of battery, but you were defending yourself against, was it your boyfriend or your boyfriend's parents?
Ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend, but his mother or it was him?
Him.
So he was beating on you and you got to do something.
I got charged.
Wow. Incredible. Do your family, well, you said your family and your friends know that you're homeless on the street, right?
Because I don't care.
You don't care.
I tried getting help everywhere possible.
Yeah. And I know, I usually do my show from Titusville, and she contacted me on Facebook. She saw that, I do these interviews, and sometimes some of you are good enough to reach out and to help the people that you see in my videos. And, that's how desperate that these people are. They're in a position, and they've asked me, a journalist, a guy that interviews people that are homeless on the street, for some help. So, this is sad. This is not the way things should be for people. I don't know what more I could do for you, other than to put your story out there and let people see it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. I think people should know the realities of how you're living, on the street like this. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we go, or anything you'd like people to know? Anything you'd like to say to people? No, kind of covered it all. And how about you? Did you have anything to say before we go, or did you kind of say all you had to say? Okay. All right. Real good. All right, guys. You guys can join the group Homeless in Titusville on Facebook. You can send me a message at KEITHWOHR on Facebook. You can friend me. I do accept those friend requests. You can leave me a message on YouTube. I do look at those messages. I do screen them. So if you're wondering where they're at, trust me, they will be on there. And I guess until next time, may you be just as blessed as you have blessed others. And thanks for watching. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but this is where they're staying right now. This is it. This is home. You're so cute.
No.
She's so. Oh,
No, it was a spider.
oh,
And I killed that damn bastard.
Good, good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
It's all right. You gotta do what you gotta do. All right, you guys. All right. Well, thanks for sharing how things are for you guys. I hope they improve. All right, you guys. We'll be in touch. I have your number. You have my number.
Sure.
Texting me is the best way to get a hold of me. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Be in touch.